Fighters Pass Volume 2 for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. A reverse case? Let's talk about the possibility.
Block content.
What's happening, my blocked buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. It's been such a long time since we've heard anything from Nintendo. That little Nintendo Direct Mini came and went so quickly, and right now we really have no chance to know what is next for Nintendo, unless you take into account that June date is of course going to be packed with E3 reveals, and of course the reveal of that ARMS character for Smash Bros, and potentially a lot more. But it's come to light that there might be a reverse going on here in terms of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's Fighters Pass Volume 2. Yes, the idea could be here that the Fighters Pass Volume 1 was all these third-party characters, really great collection together, and then to top it off with a Nintendo character to introduce us to that concept within the Fighters Passes. And it may look like the next Fighters Pass might actually take a reverse approach, because we already know the previous character revealed was of course Byleth, that we have playable in Smash Bros. Right now, a first-party character, and the next character is also going to be a first-party character. So there are three possibilities here, and I'm going to be talking about all three possibilities and essentially what we could expect in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as soon as something like June. So I'm really excited to talk about all of this with you guys today, so thank you so much for joining in this crazy time in the world. It means a lot to me that you would check out my channel, and let's have some fun together. I've been answering many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Blocked, where I answer your question. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube videos? Well, whatever you can think of, send your question through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in our next Question Blocked episode. And here's a brand new giveaway. You can win one of these Super Mario surprise capsules from Tomy. Any Mario item, Yoshi, character could be inside. I leave them closed so you can find out who's inside when you win, and I'm giving away 4 of these, so remember to like this video, press the thumbs up, subscribe to Blocked Content right now, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to enter for that giveaway. Alright guys, let's head into the main topic of today. I wanted to talk about Crash Bandicoot first, because right, if we are talking about this Fighters Pass being in reverse, then it could be the first character being revealed would be a first-party character. Yes, it would be a character from ARMS, and then it would be third-party characters for the rest of the way. Kind of like how they did third-party characters first, and then we're like, well, let's end it with a first-party character. Maybe right now it's just the opposite of what they're doing there. Well, Crash Bandicoot to me makes a lot of sense to be revealed as the first third-party character in Volume 2, because the character is huge, it's a fan favorite, and it's something that will unite the fan base once again. I mean, I don't even have to tell you guys how shredding it was to actually find out that Byleth was the final character, when all we've had up until that point was great third-party additions, these awesome crossovers that could have never happened in any other game. And with Byleth, it kind of felt like a character that was supposed to be announced either earlier or later, kind of shoved in at the end there to make ends meet in terms of a marketing agreement there. And I feel like a character like Crash Bandicoot might be able to heal that wound quite effectively. If you think about the moveset potential, but also what it means that Crash could be coming to Smash Bros., well, a lot is stacking up already, right? They've made the impossible possible with having Banjo-Kazooie in Smash Bros. Ultimate, and that isn't just a big deal because the character is a Nintendo character, and we've loved that character and it's moved on to Microsoft, but also just the sheer possibility of having a character that's not really in the limelight anymore become a huge icon for Smash Bros. I think Crash Bandicoot has even more chance than Banjo-Kazooie has, so that's why this is really interesting if you think about it. We already have the character that's a lot more difficult to get into Smash Bros., right? The rights are with a couple of different people that are now making different games, some of them are not, some of them are composers, right? And with Crash Bandicoot, it's very clear and cut who's making the games right now. It's very clear cut that the games are also on Switch right now. Yes, you can even get the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, the Insane trilogy, on your Nintendo Switch, which no one would have ever thought about a couple of years back when it was like, oh yeah, that's a PlayStation thing and it will never be multi-platform. Well, of course, we also already had some Crash Bandicoot stuff on stuff like Game Boy Advance and even other consoles like that. But it still is amazing that this crossover seems more likely than ever. I mean, if you think about moveset potential, Crash Bandicoot pretty much has it all, and I think that if they want to mend that wound, then the first character being Crash would make a lot of sense. Now, the second character I'm going to be talking about is a lot of you guys' favorite character, and for me, it's actually a character that I'm super excited about. I've been calling this character for the longest time, and I don't really know if it's going to happen, but if it is, I'll be infinitely excited. Yes, it's Ryu Hayabusa himself. I think Ryu would be an excellent choice for Super Smash Bros. Because we don't really have that archetype in Smash Bros. Yet, a katana-wielding ninja, right? That's not something that we have already. We have characters that kind of look like it, we have sword wielders, or we have ninjas, but we don't really have that combination, and especially not that combination that this specific character has, right? Ryu Hayabusa has these crazy combos that are almost like Bayonetta or characters like Dante from Devil May Cry, but yeah, very unique, has a lot of magic attacks as well, and different weaponry to actually equip with this character. So there's a lot to be unpacked with this character, and I feel like the best way to do that is to theorize on how this character would be presented in Smash Bros., right? The original outfit from the NES or the brand new outfit from the Ninja Gaiden game of more recent years. Well, I think that this character has a huge shot to be in Smash Bros., but I also think that because of the violent nature of the franchise, it might be a little bit on the edge, right? There's other characters in Smash Bros. That are quite violent or adult. I mean, think of characters like Bayonetta and even Solid Snake, who of course chokes down people and smokes and does all this crazy stuff in his games. But yeah, Ryu Hayabusa, the games are hyper violent, lots of blood, lots of everything in there. So I feel like this is going to be one difficult one. If we don't even think about the other character that is a Slayer, right? I mean, Ryu Hayabusa is pretty out there. And if you want to promote a character like that and his potential games also, if you want to go that route, then it's going to be difficult for a family-friendly company like Nintendo. However, if you look at the history with this character, there was already a Ninja Gaiden game on the Nintendo DS. Yes, they've already partnered up together and created something for Nintendo. So not only is this character perfect because it already has history with Nintendo, yes, at the NES stage, just like with Metal Gear Solid, this character was also on a modern Nintendo console. And I would say a modern Nintendo handheld console would be the DS, right? I think that that's fair to say. And I really feel like that would solidify this character even more because Sakurai has his rules and Ryu Hayabusa definitely falls right into those rules, especially if we see characters like Joker with a gun or, Snake from Metal Gear Solid or even Bayonetta with, everything that's going on with that character. I think that Ryu Hayabusa is not at all a long shot. So if we get another third-party character, maybe next to Crash, I would say Ryu Hayabusa. Now, of course, I've mentioned him a little bit briefly right just now, but it's also very interesting to think about the fact that Doom Eternal is just out, the Doom Slayer could be coming to Smash Brothers, and it's really interesting because if you think about the fact that Doom Slayer is this huge presence in gaming history, right? The first-person shooter genre and just the iconography of Doom and the character. I mean, everyone who knows about video games knows about a couple of simple things, right? Pac-Man, Mario, and maybe stuff like Doom, right? Or Counter-Strike or something like that. And I feel like Doom is that big in the zeitgeist. And also, if you think about that fact, it would be huge for a first-person only character to be in Smash Bros. Presented in a brand new way. So having that partnership going would mean a lot for the Smash community, as I feel like Sakurai is doing this really deliberately with some newcomers, right? Cloud to kind of rep the RPG franchises, and then other characters for, the entirely different parts of that universe. So I feel like Doomslayer would definitely fit in its own little criteria right there, and it has the same issues that Ryu Hayabusa has, only maybe to a little bit more of an extreme degree. Yes, Doom Eternal and the other Doom games are quite violent, are quite adult. These mature games don't really gel all that much with Nintendo. However, of course, they are also on Nintendo Switch. But yeah, fusing that with Super Smash Bros. Is going to be interesting. I know that Sakurai can do it, and of course the development team behind Doom Eternal has said that they've not been approached by Nintendo, but that they would be willing and open to work together because of course everyone loves Smash Bros. It's a huge deal, and especially if you want to market your game a little bit more, getting your character in Smash Bros. Is going to be a big seller and a big deal. Now, one of the last characters I'm going to talk about, and this is a third-party character that a lot of you guys love, and I actually have a very soft spot for, and it's Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Yes, the Kingdom Hearts franchise is all over the place, but there mostly is one constant, and that is Sora, the main character of the series, arguably, and I feel like Sora is very, very, very suited for Smash Brothers if you think about the combo ability with the Keyblade, and especially magic attacks, and even partners that could be joining for different attacks. Now, what makes it more difficult for Sora to get into Smash as opposed to all these other characters, it isn't just owned by one simple company. Yes, Sora is kind of like a character that I'm about to talk about, split between two companies. It's Square Enix that has already worked with Nintendo on a couple of occasions, and within Smash Brothers with a lot of characters, right? I think of Cloud and the Dragon Quest characters, but also think about the fact that it is Square Enix and Disney. So this is going to be a very difficult get. And you really need Disney's permission to have Sora in the game. They both own those characters in those games. That has been said many a times. I think Sora has charm, I think Sora has a great potential moveset, and the outfits from Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 could be the alternates. I think that would make a lot of sense, and the graphical style of Kingdom Hearts 3 would look like severely amazing on the Nintendo Switch. I feel like the character could maybe have some summons from the Disney universe, and a lot of magic attacks that the character uses, and a lot of special abilities that some characters don't have, like running along walls and stuff like that. So I feel like Sora, to me, is a character that has a shot, but isn't as likely as someone as Crash or Ryu Hayabusa or even a Doomslayer. So moving on to my final character prediction, and that is of course a big fan favorite. We're talking Geno from Super Mario RPG, and I can already hear the echoing screams of Papa Geno's of delight, right? So I love this character as well. I think that Geno is severely interesting. There was a lot in Super Mario RPG that suggested that Geno had a much larger backstory, that there was a lot more to the character to explore going forward, but of course Super Mario RPG, and then later a little cameo in Mario and Luigi and stuff like that, and Spirits and Smash Brothers stuff, but that doesn't really matter all that much. We really want to see the character in motion in Smash Brothers. The character has not yet had that infamous Mii costume or a Mii costume revamp, so that actually bodes very well for the character, right? Geno, I really want to see in Smash Brothers for a couple of different reasons. Reason number one is the moveset potential, and I echo especially what Sakurai thinks of that character. Sakurai has gone on record and said he really wanted to make Geno a reality in the past. It wasn't able to for, reasons that he didn't state, and possibly has to do with the sharing arrangement, but he specifically said that the character has an interesting moveset, and that's why he would be interesting for Smash Brothers. For Sakurai, moveset, the fun of the character is number one, and I really agree with that mindset. I feel like Geno could be incredible in Smash Brothers. It would not only make a lot of fans very happy that have been waiting for such a long time to have a character like Geno in Smash Brothers, but it would also be a unique moveset that Sakurai loves, and a character that is, a bit of a range shooter, and getting up close and having these huge magic attacks and explosions. I feel like Geno would be a big contender, especially that the character has already been in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS as a costume and has not shown up yet. That to me says so much. And of course, Spirits are there, but Spirits, as of this moment, we don't really know if they, confirm or deconfirm characters. So I really want to know what you guys think of all this crazy stuff. My list is Crash, Ryu Hayabusa, Doomslayer, and Sora and Geno, right? Those are some great characters, and with the ARMS character aside that, I feel like that would be a fighter's pass for the ages. Of course, that is pie in the sky dream, so let me know what you guys think of it and your own predictions, right? If you comment down below, that could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, who do you think will be the third-party characters in the new pass? And as for previous comment question winner, our answer comes to us from T-Rex Kid 117, that's Master Chief's code, saying, I know for a fact that there's no chance of a non-video game character getting into Smash. Smash has always been about video game all-stars battling it out. It's the appeal that drew a lot of people to the franchise. This is why non-video game characters like Goku aren't allowed in Smash. Goku appearing in Smash would open a Pandora's box of character requests from various types of media that will oversaturate and ultimately ruin the feel of the series. What's to stop characters like Golem, Harry Potter, Shrek, Logan Paul, and various other characters being requested if someone like Goku gets added? Non-video game characters are better off staying away from Smash. T-Rex Kid 117, I don't feel like I really agree with this statement. I mean, Sakurai does. Sakurai has gone out and said, there's going to be no Goku, there's going to be no Iron Man or stuff like that in Smash Brothers. As of right now, Smash Brothers as a franchise is about video game characters, and I can totally respect that, and I actually feel like that is the right choice to make. But of course, my fanboy heart of hearts will actually think it's possible for especially Goku to get into Smash Brothers. I feel like Goku is one of those characters that is just on the edge of being a pop culture icon and a video game character himself. If you think about Dragon Ball Z, there's a couple of things you think about: the attacks, the moves, the show, maybe the long wait times, but also the video games and just the character being in Smash Brothers. There's a reason why he's requested by a lot of people and also shows up in all of the Smash Brothers fan games. Goku is actually highly requested by a lot of people, and I myself am guilty of it too. I don't feel like that's why the character deserves to be in Smash Brothers, but if they make an exception for any character, and I talked about this on the podcast Approaches too, and they kind of agree there too, if any character breaks that mold, it shouldn't be some movie character or something like that. It should be a character like Goku that, has really earned its place in there. I mean, think about all those Jump All-Star games, right? They kind of feel like Smash Brothers sometimes, and some of them are super great. There's already an amazing moveset for Goku out there, so I actually feel like it would make a lot of sense. I don't think that it will happen. It will not happen in this game. It will not happen in the next game, and I might not be able to see the day when the character actually gets into Smash Brothers, and that's totally fine by me because I feel like I already got a lot of my dreams coming true in Ultimate specifically. But yeah, I think that if a character outside of video gaming is possible, it's Goku, because I feel like he's a little bit in between of a lot of these areas, right? So thank you so much for sending in your comment. These are always so much fun to read through. And of course, a big shout out to our latest Patreon supporters and the super chats during our live streams. You guys make block content possible. So if you want to have yourself created in pixel art, join me for a discussion, or even have your own ideas become animations, go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there, and they're waiting just for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, hit subscribe now, smash that like button, and ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner, where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya!